"My daughter, you will give birth to twins with hunchbacks. This misfortune will bring disaster upon you and your family. The villagers, in their ignorance and cruelty, will mock, ridicule, and reject them. Your children will face scorn and rejection at every turn. But heed my warning, for there is more you must be wary of. As they grow older, the bond between your twins will be tested in ways you cannot foresee. One of them will betray the other, causing great pain to your family. This betrayal will cut deep and bring sorrow to your heart. Prepare yourself for the challenges that lie ahead. Be vigilant and strong, for the path you must walk will be filled with hardship. Be warned, my daughter, be warned. Once upon a time, there lived a man named Kofi and his wife Adisa in a small village surrounded by lush forests and clear rivers. Kofi and Adisa were a hard-working couple, known for their kindness and generosity. They worked tirelessly in their fields, ensuring their family and community were always well-fed and happy. One day, after many years of longing for children, Adisa discovered she was pregnant. The news brought immense joy to Kofi and Adisa, and the whole village shared in their happiness. Adisa's pregnancy progressed smoothly, and the couple eagerly awaited the arrival of their children. One evening, as the sun set and cast a golden hue over the village, a mysterious stranger appeared at Kofi and Adisa's doorstep. He was an elderly man, dressed in simple robes, with eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of the ages. "May I rest here for the night?" the stranger asked. Kofi and Adisa, always hospitable, welcomed him into their home. They shared their evening meal and listened to the stranger's tales of far-off lands and ancient prophecies. As the night grew darker, the stranger turned to Adisa with a solemn expression. "I have seen many things in my travels," he said, "and I see that your children will be born with hunchbacks. They will be rejected by many, mocked, and called cursed children. But remember, they will also possess great strength and wisdom." Adisa's heart sank at the stranger's words, but she held on to his final message of hope. The next morning, the stranger was gone. Months passed, and the time came for Adisa to give birth. The entire village gathered, anxiously waiting for the news. Finally, the cries of newborns filled the air, and Kofi emerged from their home, beaming with pride. "We have been blessed with twin daughters," he announced. The villagers cheered, but their joy was short-lived. As the midwives brought the twins outside, the villagers saw the pronounced hunchbacks on both girls. Whispers spread like wildfire, and soon the prophecy shared by the stranger was on everyone's lips. "These children are cursed," some muttered. "They will bring misfortune to our village." But Kofi and Adisa saw only the beauty in their daughters. They named them Amani and Jabari, meaning peace and bravery. Despite the villagers' reactions, they vowed to raise their children with love and acceptance. As Amani and Jabari grew, they faced constant mockery and rejection from the other children in the village. They were often excluded from games and called cruel names. The villagers' superstitions and fears made life difficult for the twins, but they found strength in each other. Adisa and Kofi, heartbroken by the villagers' cruelty, did everything they could to protect and nurture their daughters. They taught Amani and Jabari that their hunchbacks were a mark of uniqueness, and that they possessed inner strength and wisdom that others could not see. One day, a man named Kwame arrived in the village. He was a security guard in the city, and he had come to visit his family. During his visit, he heard about the twins and their condition. Intrigued and moved by their story, Kwame decided to meet Amani and Jabari. Kwame was impressed by the twins' resilience and inner strength. He spent time with them, listening to their stories. Kwame saw potential in the twins and believed that they deserved a better future. After spending several days in the village, Kwame approached Kofi and Adisa with a proposal. "I work for a kind and skilled medical doctor in the city," he said. "Dr. Mensah is known for his expertise in spinal surgeries. I believe he can help Amani and Jabari with a successful operation to correct their hunchbacks." Kofi and Adisa were initially hesitant. They had never considered leaving the village and were wary of the unknown. However, Kwame's sincerity and the possibility of a better life for their daughters convinced them to take the chance. "We want what is best for our children," Adissa said. "If Dr. Mensah can help them, we will trust you to take them to the city." After several days of travel, Kwame, Amani, and Jabari finally arrived in the bustling city. Kwame brought the twins to Dr. Mensah's clinic, a well-respected medical facility known for its advanced treatments and compassionate care. Dr. Mensah greeted them warmly, his kind eyes and gentle demeanor putting them at ease. "I have heard much about you," Dr. Mensah said to Amani and Jabari. "You are both very brave, and I am honored to help you." The day of the surgery arrived, and Amani and Jabari were both nervous and excited. They held hands as they were wheeled into the operating room, drawing strength from each other. Dr. Mensah and his team worked tirelessly. The hours passed slowly for Kwame, who waited anxiously in the clinic's waiting room. Finally, Dr. Mensah emerged with a reassuring smile. "The surgeries were successful," he announced. "Amani and Jabari are now in recovery. They will need time to heal." As the weeks turned into months, the twins' conditions improved significantly. With their health restored, Amani and Jabari began to explore new possibilities for their future. They had always been curious and eager to learn, and the city offered them many opportunities. However, they were unsure of their next steps. One evening, as they sat together with Kwame, Amani expressed their thoughts. "Kwame, we are so grateful for everything you've done for us," she said. "We want to continue our education. We want to go to university, but we don't know how to make it happen." Kwame listened intently, understanding their aspirations. He too wanted the best for the twins, but was aware of the financial challenges. "I don't have the money to send you to university right now," he said, "but I promise I will find a way to help you." Determined to keep his promise, Kwame began exploring various options. He worked extra shifts and saved diligently, but the amount needed for university fees seemed insurmountable. One day, while walking through the city, he passed a lottery booth and decided to buy a ticket, hoping for a miracle. Days passed, and Kwame almost forgot about the lottery ticket. Then, one evening, as he sat with Amani and Jabari, he remembered to check the results. To his astonishment, he had won the jackpot. Kwame's heart raced with excitement as he realized the magnitude of his win. He could start a business, secure his future, and live comfortably. But his thoughts quickly turned to Amani and Jabari. He remembered his promise to help them achieve their dreams of attending university. Without hesitation, Kwame made a selfless decision. The next morning, Kwame gathered Amani and Jabari in their small apartment. "I have some incredible news," he began, his voice trembling with emotion. "I won the lottery. We have enough money to pay for your university education." The twins stared at him in disbelief, their eyes wide with surprise and joy. "Are you serious?" Amani asked, her voice shaking. "Yes, I am," Kwame replied. "I want you both to have the best future possible. You deserve it." With Kwame's support, Amani and Jabari began preparing for university. They researched programs, filled out applications, and attended entrance exams. After weeks of anticipation, the acceptance letters finally arrived. Both Amani and Jabari had been accepted into their desired programs at a prestigious university. The joy and pride they felt were immeasurable. The day finally arrived for Amani and Jabari to start university. Kwame accompanied them to the campus, helping them settle into their dormitory. Every evening, Amani and Jabari would call Kwame to share their experiences and progress. They expressed their gratitude for his sacrifice and support, promising to make him proud. Graduation day was a momentous occasion for Amani and Jabari. The sun shone brightly as they donned their caps and gowns, standing tall and proud. Kwame sat in the audience, his eyes glistening with tears of joy. "Thank you, Kwame," Amani said, hugging him tightly. "We couldn't have done this without you." Jabari nodded in agreement. "You believed in us when no one else did. We are forever grateful." As the celebration continued, Kwame found himself alone with Jabari. He had always admired her strength and determination, and over the years, his feelings for her had grown. He took a deep breath, summoning the courage to speak his heart. "Jabari," he began, his voice trembling slightly, "I have watched you grow into an incredible woman. I care for you deeply, and I wanted to ask if you would consider marrying me." Jabari was surprised by Kwame's proposal. She had always seen him as an elder brother and a mentor, but she had never thought of him romantically. She hesitated, unsure of how to respond. "Kwame, you have been like a father to me and Amani. You have done so much for us, and we are eternally grateful. But I cannot marry you." Kwame's face fell, and he struggled to hide his disappointment. "Why not, Jabari? I love you and want to take care of you." Jabari sighed, trying to find the right words. "Kwame, I respect and care for you deeply, but I cannot see myself marrying you. You are illiterate and have no stable income. I need a partner who is my equal, someone who shares my aspirations and can support me intellectually and emotionally." Kwame felt a sharp pang of heartbreak at Jabari's words. He had always known that their backgrounds and aspirations were different, but hearing her say it out loud was painful. He realized that his love for her might not be enough to bridge the gap between their worlds. "I'm sorry, Kwame," Jabari continued. "I hope you understand. I need to focus on my career and my future. You will always be a part of my life, but not in the way you hoped." Kwame nodded slowly, accepting her decision. "I understand, Jabari. I want you to be happy, and if this is what you need to find that happiness, I respect your choice." When they arrived home, Kwame was still feeling angry over Jabari's rejection. However, what Jabari was about to reveal would shock him even more. "Kwame, I have something to tell you," Jabari said. "I'm in love with Dr. Mensah, and we're planning on getting married now that I am a graduate." Kwame's eyes widened in disbelief. "How come you never told me about this?" he asked, his voice trembling with a mix of hurt and anger. "Why did you allow me to spend my money and time on you? And come to think of it, isn't Dr. Mensah old enough to be your father?" Jabari's expression hardened. "It's none of your business," she replied sharply. "As long as money is involved, he is younger than you in my eyes. You poor security man. Did you really think I would marry you?" Kwame was hurt deeply by her words. "I never expected anything in return for helping you. I did it because I believed in your potentials and wanted to see you succeed. But to hear you talk like this, it's like you've forgotten everything." Amani, who had been silently observing the exchange, stepped in. "Jabari, that's enough," she said firmly. "Kwame has done nothing but support us. You don't have to marry him, but you should show some respect and gratitude." Amani then turned to Kwame, her eyes filled with compassion. "Kwame, we are grateful for everything you've done. Without you, we wouldn't be where we are today." Kwame nodded. "I understand, Amani. I just wish things had turned out differently," he said quietly. He looked at Jabari one last time. "I hope you find happiness, Jabari. Just remember that money isn't everything." Jabari turned away, refusing to meet his gaze. Jabari's wedding to Dr. Mensah was a grand affair. Many people from the village and the city attended, marveling at the union of the young graduate and the respected doctor. Kwame was invited but chose not to attend, feeling it was too painful to watch. Few weeks later, Kwame won another lottery. This time the prize wasn't as large as before, but it was still enough to make a significant difference in his life. Excited, he told Amani about his winnings. "Kwame, this is a great chance for you to start your own business," Amani suggested. "You've always wanted to be your own boss, and now you have the means to do it." Kwame agreed and decided to invest his winnings in a small business. He worked hard, and within a few months, his business began to flourish. With his business thriving, Kwame felt more confident about his future. One day he approached his boss, Dr. Mensah, to discuss his plans. "Dr. Mensah, I want to thank you for everything," Kwame began, "but I've decided to start my own business and be my own boss." Dr. Mensah nodded, respecting Kwame's decision. "I understand, Kwame. I wish you all the best in your new venture." When Kwame was about to leave, He turned to Dr. Mensah. "I'm also leaving with Amani," he said. "She's been a great support, and we've decided to start fresh together." Jabari was surprised by Kwame's announcement. "No, you can't leave with my sister," she exclaimed. "She belongs here." Amani stepped forward, her voice firm. "Of course I'm going with him, Jabari. You don't expect me to stay in the boys' quarters alone. Kwame has been like a brother to us, and I want to support him just as he supported us." Weeks later, Amani and Kwame moved into a new place. One day, Amani came back from the market and was startled to find an unfamiliar woman already sitting in the living room. The woman had an air of confidence and introduced herself with a warm smile. "Hello, my name is Mrs. Mensah," she said. "I'm Dr. Mensah's wife. I live abroad with our children, but I decided to come home for a visit. My husband has told me he hired a maid to help around the house. I assume you are Jabari." Amani's heart skipped a beat. She had no idea Dr. Mensah was married. Trying to keep calm, she managed to force a smile and greet Mrs. Mensah. "You are welcome, ma'am. My boss has said so many good things about you." Jabari's mind was racing. She couldn't believe Dr. Mensah had lied to her and his wife. She decided to play along until Dr. Mensah returned home. The hours felt like an eternity. But finally, Dr. Mensah arrived home. He was visibly shocked to see his wife sitting with Jabari. "Darling, you're home," he exclaimed, trying to hide his surprise. Mrs. Mensah smiled. "Yes, I wanted to surprise you," she said cheerfully. "And I've met your maid, Jabari. She's lovely." Dr. Mensah's eyes flickered with panic, but he quickly masked it. "Of course," he said, forcing a smile. "Jabari is very helpful around the house." After Mrs. Mensah went to rest in her room, Jabari cornered Dr. Mensah. "How could you lie to me?" she hissed, her voice low but filled with anger. "And to your wife?" Dr. Mensah tried to calm her down. "Jabari, I can explain," he said. "I didn't know how to tell you about my family. I never expected my wife to come back so suddenly." Jabari felt a wave of betrayal wash over her. "You've been living a double life, and I was foolish enough to believe you." After Mrs. Mensah returned abroad, Dr. Mensah took the opportunity to confide in Jabari. He told her that he didn't love his wife anymore, describing her as an old burden and claiming he was done with their marriage. He assured Jabari that his feelings for her were genuine. Out of ignorance, Jabari believed his words. However, her happiness was short-lived. Soon after, Dr. Mensah began coming home late, sometimes with different women. When Jabari confronted him, hurt and confused, he would dismiss her feelings callously. "Don't I give you enough money to take care of yourself?" he would snap. "Why are you complaining? Besides, I know you're only with me because of my money." "Don't say that," Jabari protested tearfully. "I love you with all of me." "Don't lie, young lady," Dr. Mensah replied coldly. "Enjoy my money and stop complaining." Back at Kwame's house, things were going well. The business was thriving, and there was a sense of peace and happiness in the air. One evening, after a long day, Kwame gathered his courage and asked Amani a question that had been on his mind for a while. "Amani," he began, "will you marry me?" Amani's face lit up with joy. "Oh, heaven knows I have been waiting for this moment for so long," she exclaimed. Kwame was surprised. "How do you mean, Amani?" he asked. Amani smiled. "I have admired you for a long time, Kwame," she explained. "But I couldn't tell you because I saw the way you looked at my sister. I thought you loved her." Kwame looked at Amani with newfound understanding. "Amani, I have always cared for you both," he said softly, "but my feelings for you have grown stronger with time. You are the one I want to spend my life with." Amani's eyes filled with tears of happiness. "I am so happy to hear that. I love you, Kwame." Back in Dr. Mensah's house, Jabari couldn't bear his cheating any longer. His constant disrespect and infidelity were too much to handle. One evening, after yet another argument, she made up her mind to leave. She packed her belongings and left the house without looking back. With a heavy heart, she went to Kwame's house, hoping he would forgive her and allow her to stay. When she arrived, she knocked on the door, and waited nervously. Kwame opened the door and was surprised to see her. "Jabari, what are you doing here?" he asked. Jabari's eyes filled with tears. "I couldn't stay with Dr. Mensah any longer," she said. "He was cheating on me and treating me badly. I'm so sorry for everything. Please, can I stay here?" Kwame looked at her with compassion. "Of course, Jabari. You are always welcome here," he said. However, Amani was not as forgiving. "No, Kwame," she said firmly. "I don't want her here." Kwame took Amani aside and spoke gently. "Amani, I understand how you feel, but Jabari is your sister. She needs our help. Please, let's give her another chance." Amani hesitated, but she saw the sincerity in Kwame's eyes. After a moment, she sighed and nodded reluctantly. "All right, she can stay," she agreed. A few weeks later, Jabari began to feel lonely and envious of the happiness Amani and Kwame shared. She decided to try and make Kwame fall in love with her, hoping to reclaim the affection she once thought she could have had. One evening, when Amani was out running errands, Jabari approached Kwame while he was working on some paperwork. She sat beside him and started a casual conversation. "Kwame, I can't thank you enough for letting me stay here," she said softly. "You've always been so kind to me." Kwame smiled politely. "It's no problem, Jabari. We're family, and family helps each other." Jabari took a deep breath and looked into his eyes. "Kwame, I miss the way things could have been between us. Don't you remember how you once felt about me? Maybe we could still have that." Kwame's expression turned serious. "Jabari, I did have feelings for you once, but you rejected me and chose Dr. Mensah. You followed him, and it broke my heart." Jabari tried to persuade him, "But Kwame, things are different now. Can't we try again?" Kwame shook his head firmly. "No, Jabari. My heart belongs to Amani now. I love her deeply and would never cheat on her. She is my future." Jabari felt a pang of guilt. "I'm sorry, Kwame," she said quietly. "I shouldn't have tried to come between you and Amani." "It's okay, Jabari. Just remember that we all need to support each other, not create more problems. You need to respect my relationship with Amani." She went inside, feeling frustrated and determined. "If I can't have him, no one will," she said quietly to herself. Jabari sat down on the couch, thinking hard. Kwame wasn't really her type. He was kind and steady, not the exciting and wealthy man she usually liked. But finding someone like that in the city was hard. Thinking about Kwame and Amani made Jabari jealous. "I need to have Kwame all to myself," she decided firmly. "I'll do whatever it takes." She thought about how to win Kwame over. Maybe she could charm him with her looks or find a way to make him see her differently. Jabari knew she had to be careful not to mess things up like before. "I'll show Kwame that I'm the one he really wants," she said with determination. "Amani doesn't appreciate him like I do." Jabari made a plan. She would take her time and be patient. Slowly she would become a part of Kwame's life until he couldn't imagine being without her. As she thought about what to do next, Jabari felt hopeful. She was ready to do anything to make Kwame choose her. Dear amazing viewers, if you'd like us to continue the story, simply drop "continue" in the comments below. Your input matters to us. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and turn on post notifications to stay updated for the next part. Thanks for watching, and stay blessed.